Hi guys, I'm back again today with another video, and today we're checking out habits I've learned from the Dutch. So let's see what she learned and also see if that's something we practice or something we would want to incorporate in our life as well. So before we do start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's begin.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about habits that Dutch people have taught me. I did a video, I think it was my last video, where I was talking about weird or strange aspects of the Dutch culture, whereas in this video I want to talk about some of those aspects of their culture that have really improved my life and habits that I've been happy to take on. Some of them a little bit more purposefully and some of them by accident, but I'm going to talk about them all in this video, so let's get into it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So my number one habit that I've picked up from the Dutch people is being direct. Now I know a lot of expats and a lot of foreigners will say that the Dutch are notorious for being direct, and it can come across sometimes as a little bit rude. I want to defend this. I don't think that that is their intention. I don't think the Dutch are being rude, and I think this has a lot to do with me having learnt Dutch and learning how the words are built into sentences and how they use the language to communicate with each other. It's just how you speak. In English, we have a tendency to add in a lot of filler words. We fluff up our sentences with a lot of stuff that is completely unnecessary. And I know when I was first learning Dutch, I would take the sentence that I wanted to say in English, and then I would basically translate all of those words, put them into a Dutch order, and produce my Dutch sentence. And it doesn't sound Dutch because that's not how they use the language. My partner would
Ah.
be like, you don't need to say that, you don't need to say that, and be taking all of these extra words that I was wanting to use all the time. The Dutch are direct, they say what they mean. And now that we're back in Australia, I have found that I've been using my English in a very Dutch way. I tend to
Mm.
use a lot less filler words and I just say what I mean. I'm being way more direct. People are probably thinking I'm being abrasive, but I'm not. I'm just saying what I mean and I'm getting to the point, and I'm using my Dutch efficiency to get my point across. So the number two habit would be being less fake friendly.
Mm.
I think being in Australia and coming from an English speaking culture, we have a tendency again to use all those fluffy words, but this over dramatization of being friendly and big smiles and bouncy words and sentences where the tone is like this, and how are you going, and what can I do for you today, and big smiles, and it kind of feels a little fake. Now that I've been exposed to a couple of years of Dutch culture where it's polite, it's nice, there's nothing rude about it, but it's not fake, it's not over the top, it's not too much, it's just kind of normal.
But is it okay to, because I find myself doing this as well. It depends. I don't know what it is. Like I don't I'm not actually, you know what? I'm shy towards people I want to talk to, but I'm not shy with everyone else. So weird. It's so weird, I know. So, for example, there is this person, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want to. Okay, an example. There is this girl, she had like glitter strands in her hair, and I really liked it. So, I wanted to ask so badly where she did her hair and blah, blah, blah. And my friends were like, just go and ask her. And then I think she noticed it. She was like, um, yeah, I did this, blah, blah, blah. She just told me herself, right? So if I want to talk to someone, I want to approach them, I want to ask, that's when I'm shy. But if I don't need anything from a human being, I'm like, yo, hi, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. So my question is, can I do that in Netherlands? Maybe I can, but then people would just be like, weirdo. But let me know because I'll just be in a bakery trying to look for like croissants or something. My mic might be interrupted. I don't know. If I hit my mic, sometimes the audio just goes wild. So sorry if it does. Um, hello, hello, hello. Okay. So can I just be at a bakery and just say, "Oh, by the way, what do would you like a random stranger choosing his bread as well or her bread? Can I just be like, uh, what would you recommend here? Like, what is good here? Can I do that, or I should just like keep to myself and just mind my own business? Let me know."
And being put back into Australian culture, I'm like, why are all these people behaving like this? It's so weird. So I think I've definitely tried to take that on, only being excited and happy when I really mean it, and not because I feel like that's how you should communicate with people. So being less fake friendly and being more genuine with my emotions. Now, my third habit is more to do with how the Dutch plan everything. They plan ahead for everything. Doesn't matter
I
if it's
like
a
this.
30-minute chat, if it's a casual coffee, if it's a drop by, the Dutch plan and
Approved.
weeks ahead. I know it took me a long time to get used to this when I first got to the Netherlands, because I was so used to that Australian culture of like, oh, we're in the neighborhood, like let's just drop by, or we just stopped in, or knocking on someone's door to see if they're home, and that does not exist in the
I
Netherlands.
don't like it.
You make an appointment with someone, you make it weeks in advance. I think people's private time is really sacred as well, and that was something that doesn't really exist in the Australian culture. If someone in the Netherlands has time off, that's also time for them. And if they want to see you, they will make time to see you. They also rarely cancel, and they are always on time. And these are two
Mm,
aspects that I love about the Dutch culture. If you make a plan with
yes, that is my life. That is what I want in life, written perfectly or mentioned by her perfectly. That is something I wish we can adapt in the Philippine culture, because here people don't care about your time alone, right? Invasion of privacy, not invasion of privacy, but like, I don't know how to explain it, but people would just drop by unannounced or message you without planning, like, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" I'm like, you could have told me like 2 weeks ago and I would set a time for you, but today, no, it's not in my time. And it sounds rude when it's in the Philippines, like, "Oh, okay, she like has no time for us," or it's not that. Like, I have things to do in a day. So if you told me earlier, I would have. But people don't do that. They would just be like, "Hey, I'm here. Do you wanna hang out?" I'm like, "What do you think of me? Like, I have to work, okay?" I don't understand. It's not only like people my age or younger, it's adults as well. They don't care about time. Nobody cares about time over here. It's so annoying. Um, yeah, there's no planning. It's so sporadic. Like, to them, I just want to pop up and say hello. Like, no. Um, yeah, like we should learn.
and they are always on time. And these are two aspects that I love about
And they're not on time. So if you tell somebody over here, like, let's meet at 8 a.m., they best believe they'll be there at 10 a.m. So you can go probably at 9:30. Yeah. But there are a few people who will be on time, of course. It could be anything. It could be official, it could be formal, it could be like business, it could be casual, but and people still be like, "Yeah, I'm coming 2 hours after." Yeah. I have friends like that. So what I usually do is I will make sure the meeting time is earlier, because I know, like for example, if an event is gonna start at 10 a.m., I will tell them it's at 8 a.m. I know they will still be there at 10 a.m. Yeah, I know they will be there at 10 a.m. So at least they're on time. And we have people who will still be late. They will come at 12 noon, but that's a whole other problem. Mm. So planning events here, or a gathering or something here, is the hardest thing a human can ever do. If you're an event planner, or if you're the friend who is always making, oh, I was that friend. I was always like the one who like says, "Hey, let's hang out. Let's do this next week." I of course I plan it, right? But I got pissed. Like there was a moment in my time I really got pissed. I was like, you know what? I don't like if we plan something and you guys are just gonna change it. I'm so done. So at that moment, my friends all know Ruki's never planning anything again. She's just gonna get invited because you bitches, of course I love them, but you bitches don't like organizing and planning, and you're always late or you're always canceling and da 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 da. So I was like, nah, not involved anymore. Okay, I'm not gonna be the person who initiates anything because you people are crazy. Yeah, I really got pissed. I messaged all of them and they always know when I'm pissed because I tell them. And I that from that moment I was like, I don't belong here. I need to move.
They also rarely cancel and they are always on time. And these are two aspects that I love about the Dutch culture. If you make a plan with someone,
Moving to
you can guarantee
Netherlands.
that it will probably go through because everyone respects each other's time. Whereas in
Friends, are you
Australia,
watching?
it's that little bit more casual, and if you don't make it this time, it doesn't matter, you'll just make it next time, or you'll push out that date that little bit further. So I have tried to adopt this, and if I make a plan, I am always on time and I stick to it. A plan is a plan. So my next point, I don't think I really realized I was doing, but when my mother came to visit us when we were living in Amsterdam and it drizzled like the tiniest bit, she was like, oh, well, we'll just stay inside today. We'll make like a home day. And at first I was like, but why? We've planned to do this and we've planned to do that. And we're going to go to the market and this and that. And it is very ingrained in the Dutch culture. You just do what you got to do. It does not matter what the weather is doing. You still need to cycle to work. You still need to walk the dog. You still need to go to the supermarket. And I think in Australia, we are very weather sensitive. There's so many sunny days and so many nice days in the year that you can afford to have that kind of attitude. If it doesn't work out today or tomorrow will be sunny, we'll just do it tomorrow. The problem is that if you have that attitude in the Netherlands, you'd never get anything done. It rains a lot, it's windy a lot, it's cloudy a lot, or it's cold a lot. So you just have to do what you've got to do. And I love that I still will go for a walk even if it's raining, or still get outside even if it's cold. So that has been a really good aspect of Dutch culture that I have 100% tried to incorporate into my own life and stop being such a weather sensitive Australian. This probably follows on to my next point, which is dressing for the weather. I think in Australia, we basically pretend that winter doesn't exist and still wear shorts and t-shirt in winter, which makes no sense. But in Dutch culture, especially probably this is more aimed at the women, they don't dress over the top. There's not a lot of makeup. They don't wear heels very often. Practicality and comfortability are like priority number one when it comes to dressing yourself. And I love that. I love that things are kind of a little bit more casual. Even if you are going out for an evening meal, you can just wear jeans and a nice top and that's enough. So I like that. Be warm, be comfortable, be practical in the way that you dress, be presentable, and that's it. So I have definitely taken that habit on board and I'm a big fan of it. Now this one I'm still working on, but I do massively appreciate it. I think that the Dutch are very good at asking for what they want. And in Australian culture and in an English speaking culture, you kind of dance around topics a little bit. And I mentioned this earlier in the fact that we add a lot of fluff to how we're speaking. The Dutch have a saying and it goes, "En nee heb je, maar een ja kun je krijgen." So essentially it's saying that you have a no, but you can get a yes. And I think the saying that we probably have in English would be, you never know unless you ask. The Dutch are very good at asking. If you want that discount, if you want that freebie, if you want that pay rise, if you want that promotion, there's no harm in asking, but you have to ask to see if you'll get it. So I love this. I'm definitely trying to purposefully create this and ask for those things and ask for what I want, and it makes a big difference. So this is a very good habit to take on board. Dus een nee heb je, maar een ja kun je krijgen. The next habit is looking for a bargain. The Dutch
Oh.
have been known to be tight
Oh,
with their money,
really?
and don't even get me started with Tiki. But looking for a bargain and looking for value in what you purchase has been a really good habit to take on board. The Dutch will research things and search for different options and prices at different places and make sure that what they're purchasing is 100% what they want and that they've found that product or that thing for the best value possible, the best bargain. So, being with my Dutch partner for the last 3 years
Mm.
has definitely made me way more financially aware. I'm way less willy-nilly with my money, and we definitely search for a bargain. To be fair, when we were in Asia, he was the one that did all of the haggling and all of the negotiating because it's just in his bones to be like that. But I've learned a lot from him.
I was gonna say that's a very Asian trait. I didn't know Netherlands did that. Well, if you come here, you'll fit right at home. You can bargain all you want, and it will be actually very good for you, especially if you're a foreigner, because the prices of things are gonna get high when they see your pale skin, or your blue eyes, or features that are not Filipino or darker skin, to be honest. Um, so yeah, you can bargain all you want and learn a few Filipino words, because when you know a Filipino words, they'll be like, oh, okay, we got you. We'll give you the Filipino price. So learn a few Filipino words and you will steal all their hearts and they will give you normal prices.
And I've learned a lot about looking for a bargain. So that is another part of the Dutch culture that I have 100% taken on board. So, my very last
Oh,
habit that I have learned from the Dutch people would be to use public transport and walking and biking, cycling
no, I
to
thought she
get
said
places
barking.
and adopting this and being
Biking.
outside and being kind of more active, I guess, in where you go and how you get there. Coming from Australia, a country that is so spread out, every time you leave the house, you get in the car and you've got this whole country that has this very strong car culture. And when I got to the Netherlands, we had been cycling in Asia for about 10 months. So I like to joke and say that that was my test to see if they'd let me in. But I was cycling everywhere and it really drummed out that car culture that you need a car to get places. So we have been 100% reliable on public transport and cycling and walking to get our daily things done, groceries, get to work, all of those things. And it's not weird to not have your driver's license in the Netherlands. It's super expensive, so the government itself even
Oh,
discourages people from wanting to get their license. So I love this fact about the Dutch culture, and I've definitely been trying to adopt that. It's been tricky here knowing that everything's so spread out that we do jump in the car a lot more often, but I cannot wait to get back to the Netherlands and jump back on our bikes and be riding around, especially now that our daughter is old enough to be jumping on with us. So, they are my habits that I have learned from the Dutch. If you have been living in the Netherlands or you've picked up some Dutch habits, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to read them and hear about them. If you liked this video, then please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. And if you want to see more videos about language learning and learning Dutch, then please remember to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
okay. I like those. I like those traits. I like the planning one, especially that is 100% must in all countries. Fake and friendliness. Because mm, it's not fake. It's more like normal for me. So I don't know. I mean I am direct. But I also I think I possess both. Right. I have the American style or the Western, not Western, like the English speaking culture style wherein you talk to people, but I also have that directness. Um, and I'm not going around like speaking to everyone. It's just like, I don't know, sometimes it just comes out, right? Um, she's learning Mandarin. Then we also have the being direct, yes, like we talked about. What is this one? Oh, I can see. Okay, the weather. Oh, the weather one. It really depends, right? It really if I have to do something and it's raining, I'll just go do it. But um, will I plan to do something when it's raining? Probably not. Be comfortable. That one, I am comfortable, but yeah, I think in the Philippine culture, we just wear whatever. Like, if you like a lot of makeup, you like to wear high heels, you like to wear uncomfortable clothing, do you? If you like to wear no makeup, like when you sit on a table, like with my friends, you have difference. We have somebody who's not wearing makeup, wearing flip flops and shorts. We have somebody who is like in a business suit, right? Like just came from work. And you have me who's like with makeup and then probably very casual outfits as well, like jean and t-shirt, whatever. And then we have somebody in a sundress and with makeup. Like it's really like up to you kind of fashion over here or culture. So I guess whatever you're comfortable in, right? And can see the other as well. Look for a bargain. Yes, we do that. We use cars a lot, not less. But for me, myself, and I like to use cars less because I live in a city that's very small and there's no parking. So it's like it's a headache. And like the streets are so narrow, you will hit everyone. Ask for what you want. I'm not necessarily that person. It depends on the situation. So let me know what your thoughts are. Do you follow some of these, or do you have additional stuff that you know, you follow? Well, thank you guys for joining, and I will see you in our next video. Bye.